want to kick us off by celebrating our incredible President, Joe Biden, who will be speaking later tonight. Joe, thank you for your historic leadership, for your lifetime of service to our nation, and for all you will continue to do. We are forever grateful to you.
And the current commander-in-chief finally making it to the podium just after 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, speaking on party unity despite leaving the ticket less than a month ago. Political panels here to weigh in. Susan Ferrechio is a national politics correspondent for the Washington Times, and Hank Sheinkopf is a Democratic strategist. Welcome to you both, and thanks so much for coming on. Okay, so Hank, when you're watching President Biden, if you stayed up late to see it live, what did you make of his speech, and was this really his exit from Democratic politics?
Well, it's kind of shocking to see them put off the President of the United States until that late in the evening. I mean, they were waiting for people to go get to sleep, I guess. What did I think? It was a proper send-off for him. It's what he was supposed to do. He is the President of the United States. Do I think that it helped the election of Democrats? Maybe. More importantly, it was an internal issue for them to get rid of him as quickly as possible.
We've seen some of the speakers run a little longer. Some things were running behind schedule. Again, we'll see how day two pans out here with former President Barack Obama speaking. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton taking the stage last night before President Biden. Clinton getting her Trump revenge moment, if you will, grinning as the crowd erupted into chants of "lock him up." This is that moment.
Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial, and when he woke up, he made his own kind of history, the first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions.
And Clinton going a little further here, ripping into former President Trump, her rival, rather Vice President Kamala Harris's rival, as a selfish criminal who Democrats now have on the run against Vice President Kamala Harris. So, Susan, is that some of the rhetoric that maybe we'll see moving forward? We're roughly 76 days away from Election Day.
I think Democrats feel much more confident now, obviously, than they did when Biden was leading the ticket. And they're pleased with the poll numbers that show that she has caught up with him or gotten ahead of him in some of these really important polls, especially in the battleground states. And I think that was one of the key phrases in Hillary Clinton's speech, not even more important than the lock him up chant, which of course was, sweet revenge for her at this moment. But putting him on the defensive right now is clearly what Democrats have accomplished by putting Harris at the top of the ticket. And here at the convention, you can feel the excitement of that very development. Democrats feel so much more confident now, and that plays into the Biden speech and the Biden swift exit from the DNC. They're sad to see him go. They loved Joe Biden, but they are really excited to replace him with Kamala Harris. I couldn't find a single delegate who was really, truly regretting Biden not being at the top of the ticket. They all said it was time for him to go. And one reason they're so excited is basically in essence of what Hillary Clinton said last night. They've got Trump on defense now after weeks and weeks of the Democrats being on the wrong side of the polls.
Sure. We do a segment on National Report where we ask viewers what their concerns are for the country. And a lot of the responses have to do with the state of the economy, the border crisis, the immigration crisis, and then also foreign policy and decisions when it comes to leadership there. And I'm wondering, Hank, based on what we heard from President Biden and other speakers last night, were there any real policies that you heard that would address those concerns that Americans do have today, especially those independent voters?
It was a happy moment. They wanted to make the nation feel comfortable that the nasty rhetoric was over and that things were moving forward. It wasn't a place for policy decisions or policy discussions or controversy for that matter. This is called the Feel Good Convention, hoping to, again, put off people's concerns until after the election. Why? As the calendar is short, the election is around the corner, it makes it easier, frankly, for Democrats to win. Were the time span longer, it would be more difficult for them.